Why conservatives and Christians still like Donald Trump. I'm Chris Welch, and this is your first shot.
Incoming.
Okay, now to get into this one, there are a lot of articles out there that are talking about why are evangelicals still liking Donald Trump? Why are Christians still liking Donald Trump? Well, in order to fully understand this, let's go back, way back to Bill Clinton. Yes, Bill Clinton. Okay, Bill Clinton was a womanizer. His wife was the person who covered his butt. You know, Hillary Clinton. She even had what she called bimbo squads, where she would do character assassination on anyone who even remotely tried to say her husband did something wrong to them. Now, that was the first strike. At the same time, the liberal media was making Donald Trump into a star. They had him on magazine covers. They gave him a TV show, you know, The Apprentice. They had him on Sunday talk shows. I mean, they brought him into the fold. Heck, the Clintons even went to his wedding. Then George W. Bush happened. Now, it was shock on the left, shock on the right. George W. Bush winning over a Supreme Court case, whatever your feelings on that. And what was a guy who now would be considered a saint by the left was basically crucified by the liberal media. A war criminal. You had people coming out basically saying that, oh, it's all about oil, the whole war. So you kind of set the standard there. And then after Bush abandoned conservative principles, which is the real cause of the Tea Party, not racism. It was that both sides had abandoned conservative principles. So you get the Tea Party, but you get Barack Obama. Now, that being said, Democrats, every time you said something, said it was racist. So if we said anything, even if it was policy-wise, it was racist. And on top of that, you let him get away with stuff you would never let Donald Trump get away with. Ever. You let him kill people. You let him fly drones and kill American citizens overseas. You let him use the IRS as basically a whacking stick for all of his political opposition. You were okay with him saying, transmit to Vladimir after the election, I'll have more freedom to do things. You were all great about that. If Donald Trump had done the same thing on camera, we would be facing right now his impeachment. I guarantee you, if he did anything even remotely like Barack Obama did, we'd be in impeachment territory. Now, I understand the shock that we all probably felt when we said Donald Trump got elected, because I think most people thought he was going to lose. Donald Trump thought he was going to lose. But then he won. And he won because Unlike the media, who was all about assassinating his character and putting him on TV 24/7, after making him a star and putting him in people's bedrooms, they just kept attacking and attacking and attacking. And there was scandal after scandal, and Donald Trump's face got on TV all the time. Hillary Clinton was the Democratic choice. Of all the people in the Democratic Party, you choose the one person who made a bimbo squad for her husband. Not only that, you released a commercial that said every woman needed to be believed. Do you think people actually... I mean, how do you lose more... How do you lose more credibility than having bimbo squads for your husband and then saying every woman needs to be believed? Not for your husband, apparently, but yeah, it's a new day. Right. And now, the media is basically dragging up everyone they could find. Everything they could find. You know, if... Another case in point. If someone in the Justice Department decided to raid the lawyer of Barack Obama, that Justice Department person who decided to do it would be called a racist. Donald Trump finds it a little fishy and everyone's on his tail. Seriously. You want to know why Donald Trump's still popular with conservatives and even Christians? It's because, first of all, you lowered the standards. You said sex doesn't mean a thing. Those kind of controversies play no part in politics. You did that with Bill Clinton. And then you get uppity when he does things by executive order, which you were perfectly fine with Barack Obama. And you are wondering why he's still popular with evangelicals and conservatives. I'm going to be honest. I didn't vote for the man. I voted third party. But I can totally see why people support him. He talks to people, and he doesn't talk down to people. He doesn't do what Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama did do, which was go overseas and basically bash half the country. Say, we're just simple folk, you know. We're just simple folk. No, we just don't like it when people say stupid stuff about us overseas and think they're going to get away with it. I'm sorry. I support our president right now because he's actually, when you actually get past all, I mean, he says stupid things on Twitter. That's just a given. But when you get past it, what he's actually done is pretty conservative. Probably the most since Ronald Reagan. And you can't fault the guy when he does things you like. You're okay with it when Barack Obama used his pen, but when Donald Trump uses his pen, oh my, the end of the world. Oh, he's cutting regulations. The end of the world. Everything is the end of the world. You have a whore. I'm sorry. Here we go again. You have a woman who sells her body, which I thought the feminists believed was supposed to be the worst you could possibly do. You have a person who literally is a porn star as your idea of a woman on the new Me Too movement. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously. How far down do you have to go? And I guarantee you, midterms come, Democrats will try to impeach. If they get the House, they will try to impeach. And I say, go ahead, because you'll learn what the Republicans did under Bill Clinton, that when you go for impeachment, that you can often make the person more popular, because it looks like you're basically beating the person down. I'm telling you, this is why people still like Donald Trump. It's not because he's a great saint. It's not because he's a moral person. And no, he's not a second coming. He's not he's not David. He's not any of those people. We can honestly say that. If you could say it with a straight face, I'm sorry, the man's not moral. That's why I didn't vote for him. Because he wasn't moral. I've done stuff in my past, but still, as a leader, I look for someone with a little bit of morals. But you set the standard so low, it was easy for him to cross over. You were okay with guns going to terrorists and drug cartels, under Barack Obama. You're okay with illegal, wiretaps and things like that. You were perfectly fine with it as long as it's a Democrat in office. Well, guess what? The opposite watched all that you did, and now they're thinking, well, if it doesn't really matter, then why can't we do it? And it's dangerous. It's very dangerous because it's going to erode every part of our government. But if you want answers as to why he's still at 40%, 30%, he never drops to 10% or even lower than that, why he might have 50% of the vote come the next election, is because of the stupid stuff you set up beforehand and had no problem with. How the media was dead asleep during Barack Obama, was dead asleep during the Clinton campaign, and suddenly they're woken up like it's a new day. This is our president. You lost the election. Live with it. Move on. Have a life. You know what? Work on your candidates for the next election. And learn. Another thing. You have no alternative for any Christian conservative to go to. You don't have it on the left. You said that anyone who believes abortion is wrong shouldn't be a part of the Democratic Party. And guess what? That leaves no room for conservatives. That leaves no room for any real believing Christian. If you go after guns, and you now have a Supreme Court justice from the left who's saying we need to get rid of the Second Amendment. And you think you can get conservative Christians to come on your side? Are you kidding me? That's like the right saying, "Oh, we're going to change our stance to get more Democrats in." But we're not going to really change our stance. We're going to make sure you're completely unwelcome, completely uncomfortable, trying to be a part of our party, and that's not going to fly. Donald Trump will always maintain at least 40%. Why? Because you're doing the stupid things wrong. If you would hold your own side as accountable when you were in office, I guarantee you things would look a lot different. But that requires you actually taking the other side into consideration. And I don't really see that happening. Like and share if you can. Again, Christopher Welch. And this has been your First Shot.